All right, welcome to Tribute Lounge. Mark Fawcett and Shane Johnsen here, and Burton dropped us this little surprise gift. And we're gonna open it up. We actually have no idea. I think we were tipped off that it's a family tree board.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah. I'm gonna
Maybe there's not even a snowboard in it, but
the trusty James knife here and get into this guy. See what, I guess the Tribute Lounge is now. What's in the box? 57 to 62.
all right.
We have one hint.
Oh, it's a splitter, split board.
Oh, wow.
Sick.
So a leaderboard.
Split leaderboard, 160.
Right on. So we'll be going over our first impressions on this, and then we're going to get it in the field. This is awesome. Split board.
What's cool about this, we just did a big family tree test up at Cillema the other week, and this was my favorite board. This was the favorite board I rode, and it's a little
in the solid
form, and,
yeah.
And it's a brainchild of Steve Klassen down in Mammoth, and that guy's like a supercharger, loves to ride really fast, goes huge, likes to do drops in particular. He's like a cliff junkie, and I really dug this board. So a bit of a camber with a little more than average. Probably the whole front third is rocker. Really subtle lines. Not the softest thing in the world, which I like. So you can really stand on it. And I'm really excited to try this baby as a splitter, which means Backcountry Day.
We got some hitchhikers in the back. We can slide those on and we'll be ready to go.
And then this system, normally like normal split board with the standard volet insert pattern, which is pretty brilliant. I love those guys, but this just kicks ass to be able to like adjust your bindings and this whole process is gonna take me a couple minutes, and it's usually like sit down with a 6-pack and you're like, you know, dinner till you go to bed to set your split board up. Mark Fawcett here with the Tribute Lounge in Nelson, BC at Whitewater Mountain Resort. Today we are testing out the Burton Family Tree Leaderboard Split. I got it in a 160. It's the 2022, and we're really excited to see how it performs in our Kootenay conditions. So this board is designed for big mountain charging, and the features that make it so good for that also make it a great board to walk on. The whole back 2/3 of this board are cambered up nicely, so it sticks really well. It's not overly wide, 25.5 at the waist, and that gives me a nice anatomical position where my legs aren't all bowed out while I fit in the skin track. And also I'm in an area where there's a lot of skiers and they set narrow skin tracks and it fits in there. There we go. Mission accomplished on the leaderboard. Raging success, super stable. Mark Fawcett downstairs in the Tribute Lounge, and time to talk a little bit more about this leaderboard. once again, designed by Steve Klassen, and the overall concept of this board is something that you take into the big mountains. And for many of us, that's why we go split boarding. I would say Steve and the concept of the board is in the alpine, high speed, definitely you're going to encounter variable snow and snow conditions. By design, really clean lines, so nothing to get really hooked on or catchy if it gets chalky or even icy. Straighter than normal side cut, which I'm a big fan of. I think overall a lot of boards in the past years have gone a little too radical with the side cut. So this is a board that Steve's been riding in general for many years, probably even 2 decades if you look at the foundations of what he has put into it. More modern technology to this board is that really gradual rocker in the front third of the board. So it's a gradual rocker for about the first 15 or 20 centimeters, and then it really stirs up. So it's able to like really engage in that powder, and you get a beautiful little float upward. The tail, of course, is shorter than the tip. There's a touch of early tail rocker, but not much. Also, the camber is that back 2/3, and very traditional. It has a nominal amount of camber, which works, like we said, good in the skin track, and gives you some really good pop and absorption. Camber's very necessary almost as suspension when you're doing landings, particularly off drops. Again, that's the kind of terrain that most of us are looking for when we're going out in the big mountains with a split board. The Burton system with the channels is so easy and great to work with for setting up your split board, or if you're changing from goofy to regular, if you lend it to a friend or something along those lines. The other aspects of this board, and it's a key component to how a board performs, is the core profile. So that thick to thin, and Steve's gone with a very traditional core profile on this, which I rather like. It seems to suit the straighter side cut. It has a very clean curve where it's not you don't have that feeling like it's kinking or breaking in the middle. Overall stiffness, it's built for aggressive riding. I was able, without any trouble, to like wiggle it through the trees, as you saw. We had beautiful powder, and our very stiff board actually doesn't work so well in the powder, especially how light it was. It won't bend, and this thing seemed to handle it really well. When I got this board down on the groomers, which was sort of simulating some chalky or different snow, it had great grip. Turning radius was certainly appropriate. I could get her around no problem. And one thing also I noticed, with it having relatively long effective, very stable tip to tail. So that linear stability was fantastic. So again, for drops, jumps, anything where you're landing and might have to like sink back, this thing's gonna be like, I gotcha, and it's gonna throw you back up onto your feet. Overall, I would say this board, great for upper level intermediates to advanced riders, folks out west or anywhere where there's big terrain that you like to ride. Optimum for like couloirs and variable snow. Anything you want to drop, this thing's going to be fantastic for landing gear. Personally, in our zone here in the Kootenays, with all the pow we ride and tight trees and stuff, I might look for the shorter version, or maybe even a different shaped board. But for many of you that want to go split boarding in the big mountains, this is the weapon of choice.
Thanks for watching the Tribute Lounge. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and also the bell icon to be notified each time we upload a new episode.
And if you have any questions about articles we've been reviewing, or would like to purchase any of them, or general questions about Tribute, please see tributeboardshop.com.
Back to emails.